Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video, and happy Oscars Sunday! Tonight is the 89th Annual Academy Awards, and usually each year I would do an Oscars themed video, usually a prediction video, but we all know I'm terrible at predictions. Like, so bad at them. So for this year's Oscars video, I thought I would take the 9 nominees for Best Picture for the Academy Awards and rank them worst to best. Now obviously this is my own personal opinion. This is based off how much I enjoyed the film, how much I would rewatch the film, and how well made I think the film is. Obviously everyone is going to have a different view on this, but this is my personal opinion, my personal list. Feel free to leave your rankings down below in the comments. I would love to see them. So let's get down to this Oscars video. I don't know what that was. I was in a really good mood. We have 9 of these babies to get through, so let's get to it. Coming in at my number 9, the weakest out of all of the Best Picture nominees is Hell or High Water, which is the neo-western film starring Chris Pine and Ben Foster as two brothers who decide it's a good idea to rob all of the banks in Texas in order to save their ranch. Now, I had a lot of buzz about Hell or High Water when it first came out. I never got to see it in theatres, but I recently just got the chance to see it, and I can't see the appeal of this film. There are some great parts of it, it's well made, the cinematography and the score are probably the best parts of it, there's some good tension building in the second half. However, the rest of the film I found repetitive, bland, and standard. The plot of this film, I feel like I've seen it a million times before. I didn't connect to the characters in this film, I didn't care about the characters of the film, and when I don't care about characters, I normally don't care really what happens in the film and what happens in the end of the film. So I really didn't see the appeal of Hell or High Water. I think it's well made. I just am not sure why it's on this list with these other films. But hey ho, people love this film and that's fine. Number 8 on the list is Lion, which is based off a true story, and usually true stories and Oscars go together like peanut butter and jelly, or in the British case, fish and chips. Now this film was slightly Oscar baity. There is always that connection between true life stories and Oscars. There was no way it wasn't going to get Oscar buzz. It deserves some of the recognition it's getting. I really love Dev Patel in this role. He's fantastic. I love the little boy Sonny who plays little Saru. He was fantastic. And this film is incredibly emotional and powerful. The first half is very, very strong. The second half is not. I'm a sucker for true life stories. They make me very, very emotional. I can see myself rewatching Lion in the distant future, but among the other films in this category, this one isn't the best of the bunch. If Lion is going to win any Oscars, it's going to be in the acting categories for Dev Patel and Nicole Kidman. This film is very, very powerful, very important to watch, but as I said, out of the rest of the films, not my favourite. Number 7 on the list is Fences, which is directed by Denzel Washington. It's also based off a stage play by the same name. Now, this film is very, very dialogue heavy, but I was entranced in the dialogue of Fences. It was quite slow, it had its really, really great intense moments, and fantastic, amazing acting. These two main leads, well I say main leads, Viola Davis is supporting, both deserve so many Oscars. Fences tells the story of the hardships of a family living in the 1950s, not having the same opportunities as everyone else, still being in the racial inequality of America, and it's very, very difficult to watch. It is hard to watch this family struggle knowing that in these times they would have the same opportunities, or sometimes would have the same opportunities. Not everywhere is right. The dialogue pulls you into this film and makes you really connect to these characters and care about these characters. So when I care about characters, I'm invested in a film. Fences isn't the most rewatchable film, it's very dialogue heavy, but the dialogue and the characters of this film made me just fall into it. Acting Oscars are called for here. Number 6 on the list is Manchester by the Sea, and I know this is going to be higher on everyone else's lists, but I saw this back in October of 2016, and the more I think about it, the more I don't think it is as incredible as I first thought it was. Manchester by the Sea tells the story of a man who returns to his hometown, haunted by his past, and Casey Affleck and Michelle Williams give great performances here. Everyone gives great performances here. It is very much an actor's film. It uses silence and music very well, it's very well made, but to me it's not the most rewatchable film, it's not the most relatable film, if you understand what I mean. I couldn't put myself in the shoes of Casey Affleck, although I did sympathise with his character. Manchester by the Sea is incredibly well made. I just can't see myself rewatching this film. Maybe some acting Oscars are called for here. I don't know. I can't choose. Number 5 on the list is Hidden Figures, which is I love this film so much. It tells the story of 3 African-American females who helped out in the space race against Russia, getting the first man into space. And the ensemble cast here is great. Janelle Monáe, Octavia Spencer and Taraji P. Henson are fantastic in this film. I loved each and every one of their characters and they made me love this story. I honestly think that Taraji P. Henson should have been the one nominated for supporting actress. I thought she was fantastic. I loved her character. I loved everything about this film. It was smart, it was sassy, it had a lot to say about racism and inequality back in those days, and it taught me a lesson. This film made me feel inspired. When these women achieve their goals, I felt like I could do anything. At number 4 is Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Mel Gibson. The more I think about this film, the more I love it. The war scenes are incredibly well shot. The acting is perfect from Andrew Garfield. I think Mel Gibson is on top form with his direction here. From start to finish, I love this film. I love the setup of Desmond Doss's character, how he comes to the decision that he's not going to use a weapon, that he's not going to kill in the war. I love that that background was there. It made me more in love with him as a person and his character. The war scenes, score, directing, acting, everything across the board is top notch. Hacksaw Ridge is probably a very watchable war film as well, and I can see myself watching it again in the future. And just the more I think about it, the more inspired I am by it. Getting into the top 3, at number 3 we have Arrival, which is the science fiction film directed by Denis Villeneuve. This is such a smart, clever science fiction film. It is masterful science fiction. Arrival deserves so much praise for being smart, for having great acting, for having a great score, for having fantastic cinematography that I love. It is beautiful. Amy Adams, hands down, got totally snubbed for leading actress in this film. I thought she was fantastic. The more I think about Arrival, the more I love it, the more entranced I am by it, the more confused I am by it, which is what I love. Denis Villeneuve continues to prove that he is a fantastic director and he can tackle anything, and I'm so excited for Blade Runner 2049. You have no idea. I'm pretty annoyed that Amy Adams didn't get nominated, and I'm pretty annoyed that Johan Johansson's score didn't get nominated, but okay. We will let it slide. I just love Arrival. I'm a sucker for science fiction. It happens. Now, number 2 and number 1 could easily be interchangeable, but I love number 1 slightly more than number 2, and there are only 2 left on this list. So I don't know if you can guess. Number 2 on the list is Moonlight, which is the last of these films I actually saw. I saw this yesterday and I was speechless and blown away, and it deserves all of the praise in the world. Moonlight tells the story of a man named Chiron through 3 vital points in his life: his childhood, his teenagehood, and his adulthood, and it's spectacular. From cinematography to the music to the acting from all 3 actors that play Chiron is amazing. Barry Jenkins' direction here is perfect. I would not be mad if he won Best Director over Damien Chazelle, as much as I love him, obviously, because La La Land's number 1. Spoiler alert. Barry Jenkins here portrays so much emotion and so much immersion in cinema and love and fear and pain, all in one film and all through just looks from these actors. It's incredible. And I can't stress enough, if you haven't seen Moonlight, you need to do that as soon as possible. It is incredible, immersive, perfect poetic cinema that just blew me away, and I can't stop thinking about it. And I'm going to be rewatching this film many times to get over it. I don't know if I'll ever be over it. At number 1, you already had a spoiler alert because this is obviously the last film on the list, and this is the best and strongest film, in my opinion, of the Best Picture nominees for this year's Academy Awards, and that is Damien Chazelle's La La Land. If you know me, you know I undyingly love this film. This is a film for dreamers, and I am a dreamer. I'm an aspiring screenwriter. I want to make cinema, I want to make art, and that's what this film is all about, really. This is about people pursuing their dreams, and La La Land makes me want to do better and pursue my dreams further, and inspires me, and every single part in it just impresses me, from the choreography to the songs, which are perfect, to the acting, which I think is very strong, but not winner-worthy. I'm sorry if people hate me for that, but that's what I think. And La La Land to me is endlessly rewatchable. I could watch this film every single day of my life and I would not be mad about it. Its love letter and kind of hate letter to Hollywood is fantastic. The way that it tells you that you can pursue your dreams but you can't have love, or you can have one or the other, or you can try and have both. And the sacrifices people make to have their dreams is just perfectly done. God bless Damien Chazelle. And in conclusion, La La Land is perfect and I love it, and I think it is the best out of all of this year's Best Picture nominees. There are a couple of films that I would be fine with winning. I would love for Moonlight to win, I would love for Arrival to win, but I do think ultimately La La Land is going to take the cake on this one. So there you have it. Those are the 9 Best Picture nominees ranked worst to best. Please, as I said, leave your rankings down below in the comments and we will discuss. I hope you guys love watching the Oscars. I'm actually going to be asleep when it's on because it's here like 3 AM in the morning it starts here. It's ridiculous. I'm excited for the show, to see the performances and to see who wins and to see Jimmy Kimmel host the damn show. I love Jimmy Kimmel. So if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I put on new videos every week to do with films and TV, as I love them. This was a weird outro. And if you haven't already, please follow me on social media. I am at Rihanna Tora on everything, or you can find my links down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye!